For 2 years, Adana had not opened her eyes. Her grandfather, Chief Gabriel, had an empire, but no money could bring her back. Doctors had tried everything, yet every report ended the same way: no response, almost no hope. Then Gabriel opened an old file about Adana's birth. Inside was a warning: a man born on one particular day would save her from a terrible fate. The search led to Chinedu Okafo, a wealthy family's son. Gabriel wanted him to marry Adana, but Chinedu refused. He could not accept a wife unconscious for 2 years. His family saw the business opportunity Gabriel had promised. So they found another man born on the same day, a poor maid son named Kelechi. They decided to send him in Chinedu's place. But Kelechi knew the marriage was a lie. If he refused, his mother would be thrown out. Trapped between truth and his mother's safety, Kelechi agreed. He entered Gabriel's mansion under another man's name, married a sleeping woman he had never met, and prepared for humiliation. But nobody knew that the moment Kelechi entered Adana's room, the fate in that file had begun. Kelechi arrived at the mansion expecting cold faces and suspicion. Instead, Chief Gabriel welcomed him like family. "From today, call me Grandpa," he said. Kelechi lowered his eyes. "Thank you, sir." Gabriel took him to Adana's room. She lay motionless beneath the white sheets, surrounded by machines. Kelechi stared at her for a long moment. He had never seen anyone so young look so far away. "This is your wife," Gabriel said quietly. Kelechi swallowed hard. "She did not choose this marriage," he replied. "Neither did you," Gabriel answered. That night, Kelechi refused to sleep beside her. He took a blanket and slept on the sofa. A nurse noticed and told Gabriel. Instead of becoming angry, the old man smiled. "Perhaps the wrong man entered this house," he whispered. "Or perhaps the right one did." Meanwhile, Chinedu was enjoying the comfort of his own home, believing Kelechi was carrying the burden that should have belonged to him. He had no idea that the poor man he had sent away was about to become the most important person in his family's future. Days became weeks. Kelechi followed every instruction, visited Adana daily, and learned about the business from a distance. He never touched her without permission from the nurses. Sometimes he sat beside her and talked about ordinary things. He told her about his mother, the tiny room where they lived, and the dreams he had abandoned because survival always came first. "You probably cannot hear me," he whispered one evening, "but if you can, I hope you know I am not here to hurt you." Chief Gabriel began watching him closely. Kelechi never asked for expensive clothes, cars, or money. When Gabriel offered him a senior position, he refused. "Let me learn first," he said. "A title will not make me capable." Gabriel was impressed. For years, Adana had been trained to inherit the empire. Now, while she remained asleep, the old man wondered whether Kelechi might possess something even more valuable than business skill, character. But outside the mansion, Chinedu was becoming impatient. The promised business project had not arrived yet. He called his father and demanded answers. "Why is the project taking so long?" Chinedu asked angrily. His father reminded him that the marriage had to be completed first. "Kelechi is already inside their house. Let him do his job." Chinedu laughed. "He is supposed to be a nobody. Make sure he remembers that." But Kelechi was changing. The mansion no longer felt like a temporary prison. Chief Gabriel trusted him. The servants respected him. Most importantly, he had begun caring about Adana, even though she could not respond. Then one morning, while Kelechi was sketching quietly beside her bed, something strange happened. Adana's fingers moved. Kelechi froze. He stood and called the nurse. Everyone rushed into the room. Her pulse had changed. Her eyelids trembled, but she did not wake. The doctors said it might be a reflex. Gabriel refused to lose hope. "Stay beside her," he told Kelechi. "Maybe she knows you are here." That night, Kelechi held her hand for the first time. "Come back," he whispered. "You have a family waiting for you." He did not know she had already begun hearing his voice. 2 weeks later, Kelechi was sitting beside Adana, drawing a small house on paper. Suddenly, he heard a faint sound. He looked up. Adana's eyes were open. She stared at the ceiling, confused and frightened. Kelechi stepped backward. "You're awake." Adana turned toward him. "Who are you?" Her voice was weak. "I am," he stopped. He could not say Chinedu. He could not tell her the truth while she was still vulnerable. "I'm your husband." Adana stared at him. "My husband?" "Yes." She tried to sit up and immediately felt dizzy. Kelechi called for help. Doctors rushed in. Chief Gabriel arrived moments later and broke down in tears. His granddaughter had returned after 2 years. But Adana remembered fragments. She remembered voices. She remembered someone promising to stay. She looked at Kelechi. "Were you here?" He nodded. "Every day." She did not know why, but something about his voice felt familiar. Later, when everyone left, she asked him one question. "Did I choose you?" Kelechi looked down. No, her eyes narrowed. "Then who did?" Kelechi knew the truth could no longer remain hidden forever. "The marriage was arranged," he admitted carefully. "Your grandfather wanted someone born on a certain day." Adana frowned. "Why?" Before he could answer, Chief Gabriel entered. He explained the old warning, the search, and the belief that a man born on that date could save Adana. But he did not know the full truth either. Adana listened silently. "So you married me because of a piece of paper?" she asked. "I entered this house because I was forced," Kelechi said. "But I stayed because I wanted to make sure you were safe." She looked at him for a long time. "And what about the man your family originally wanted?" Kelechi hesitated. "His name is Chinedu." Adana suddenly noticed the fear in his eyes. "Why are you afraid to say his name?" Kelechi could not answer. Before the conversation could continue, Chinedu arrived at the mansion. He had heard Adana was awake. He walked inside expecting to reclaim the life he had rejected. Instead, he saw Adana standing beside the man he had sent in his place. Chinedu was stunned. "Adana is awake," he whispered. Then his eyes fell on Kelechi. Anger replaced surprise. "You." Kelechi remained calm. Adana looked between them. "You know each other?" Chinedu laughed bitterly. "Of course we do. He is not who you think he is." Kelechi's face tightened. Chief Gabriel stepped forward. "Enough." Chinedu ignored him. "Ask him his real name." Adana looked at Kelechi. Silence filled the room. Finally, he lowered his head. "My real name is Kelechi." Adana felt betrayed. "Then why did everyone call you Chinedu?" He explained everything, the pressure, his mother's position as a maid, the threats, and the decision to use him as a replacement. Adana listened with tears in her eyes, but anger remained. "You lied to me while I was unconscious." "Yes," he said. "And I am sorry." Chinidu expected Adana to reject him immediately. Instead, she asked, "Did he ever hurt me?" The room became silent. Chief Gabriel answered, "No. He protected your dignity from the first night." Chinidu had no response. For the first time, he realized the man he considered worthless had earned something money could never buy. Adana did not forgive Kelechi immediately. She needed time. She asked him to sleep in another room while she recovered. He agreed without protest. Every morning, he checked on her from a distance. He never demanded affection or reminded her that he had stayed beside her. That quiet respect slowly confused Adana. She had expected him to defend himself, but instead he accepted her anger. Meanwhile, Chinidu's family became desperate. The business deal they expected from Gabriel was disappearing. Their company needed the contract to survive. Chinidu's father blamed him for refusing the marriage. "If you had accepted Adana, everything would be ours," he shouted. Chinidu replied, "I did not know she would wake up." His father stared at him coldly. "That is your problem." Soon, rumors spread through the city that Chief Gabriel's granddaughter had awakened and married a poor man. Wealthy families began laughing at the marriage. Adana heard every insult. But when someone mocked Kelechi in front of her, she defended him. She did not know whether she loved him yet. She only knew one thing: nobody had the right to humiliate the man who had protected her when she could not protect herself. Chief Gabriel soon asked Kelechi to join the family business. "Adana cannot manage everything while recovering," he explained. "I need someone I can trust." Kelechi refused the highest position. "Let me start from the bottom." Gabriel smiled. "Why?" "Because I want to earn respect, not inherit it." Adana overheard the conversation. For the first time, she saw something different in him. He was not chasing her wealth. He could have demanded a luxurious life, yet he preferred to work quietly. She began asking him questions about his drawings. Kelechi showed her sketches of affordable homes designed for poor families. Adana was surprised by his talent. "Why hide this?" she asked. Nobody ever cared enough to ask. She looked at him. "I care." The word surprised both of them. Meanwhile, Chinidu was preparing his own plan. He contacted his former girlfriend, Uchi, and convinced her to help expose Kelechi. Together, they decided to attend a major business summit where Adana and Kelechi would represent Gabriel's family. The summit was filled with powerful executives. Adana entered wearing an elegant dress, with Kelechi beside her. People immediately began whispering. "That is the poor man she married." Uchi approached with Chinidu. She looked Kelechi up and down and smiled cruelly. "So this is what you have become." Kelechi ignored her. Chinidu stepped closer. "You are wearing my life." Adana moved beside her husband. "He is not wearing your life. You rejected it." Chinidu's face hardened. "You do not know what he really is." Before he could continue, a security officer approached. Chinidu claimed Kelechi had entered without permission. The officer asked for proof. Chinidu insisted that Kelechi was only a servant. Adana calmly produced the official invitation. Then a senior businessman, Mr. Madhu, arrived. He recognized Adana immediately and greeted her with respect. "And this must be your husband?" Adana nodded. "Yes." Mr. Madhu looked at Chinidu. "Why is this man causing trouble?" Chinidu suddenly realized his plan was collapsing. Mr. Madhu listened to both sides. Chinidu tried to make Kelechi look like an impostor, but Adana refused to let him continue. He has never pretended to be wealthy, she said. The lie was created by people who wanted something from my family. Madhu asked Chinedu why he was involved. Chinedu became nervous. Then Uchi made the mistake of speaking. Everyone knows he was originally supposed to marry Adana. Madhu looked at Kelechi. Is that true? Kelechi answered honestly. Yes. I was a replacement. Instead of insulting him, Madhu respected his honesty. And yet you are standing here with more dignity than the people who planned the deception. Chinedu's anger exploded. This is ridiculous. He insulted Kelechi and called him a servant. Adana stepped forward. Enough. Madhu immediately ordered security to escort Chinedu out. Your behavior has embarrassed your family, not this man. As Chinedu was removed, Kelechi asked Madhu not to humiliate him further. Adana noticed. Even after everything, Kelechi still refused revenge. That evening, Adana confronted Kelechi. Why did you stop him from being humiliated? He shrugged. Because I know what it feels like. She stared at him. You still care about him? No. I just do not want to become him. That answer stayed in her mind all night. Slowly, Adana began trusting him. She allowed him to sleep in their room again, but she warned him, do not misunderstand. Kelechi smiled. I won't. Their relationship began changing. They talked late into the night. She learned about his mother. He learned about the years she spent carrying the expectations of her grandfather. Adana admitted that waking up had been frightening. Everyone expected me to be the same person I was before. Kelechi replied, you do not have to become the old Adana. She smiled. And you? I am still trying to become myself. Their bond grew stronger, but another danger was coming. Chinedu's family had lost several business partners after the summit. His father blamed Kelechi. They decided to destroy him before he became too powerful. Chinedu's father began investigating Kelechi's background. He discovered his mother still lived under their control. One afternoon, Kelechi received a threatening call. Come alone, the voice said. Your mother is with us. Kelechi froze. Adana noticed immediately. What happened? He lied. Nothing. She grabbed his hand. You are terrible at lying. Kelechi finally told her. Adana wanted to call the police, but he feared they would hurt his mother. He left alone. Unknown to him, Adana secretly followed. She had already instructed her grandfather's security team to track his car. Kelechi reached an abandoned warehouse and found his mother tied to a chair. Chinedu was waiting. You took everything from me, he said. Kelechi answered, you gave it away. Chinedu demanded that Kelechi leave Adana and confess that the marriage was fake. Kelechi refused. I will not destroy her heart to save myself. Chinedu became furious. He ordered his men to threaten his mother. Then Adana appeared. You should have learned by now, she said, I will always defend my husband. Chinedu stared at Adana in disbelief. You actually came for him? Yes. You barely knew him when you woke up. Adana stepped closer. I know enough now. Chinedu became desperate and lunged forward, but security officers stopped him. During the struggle, Adana was injured. Kelechi rushed to her. Adana. She collapsed against him. Chinedu escaped before the police arrived, but his family could no longer hide. Adana was taken to the hospital. Kelechi blamed himself. If I had told her everything earlier, she would not have followed me. Chief Gabriel shook his head. She followed because she cared. The doctor later confirmed that Adana was alive and would recover. Kelechi sat beside her bed through the night. When she opened her eyes, she whispered, "Stop blaming yourself." He looked shocked. "You heard me?" "Every word." Then she took his hand. "You did not make me come. I came because I could not let them hurt you." Kelechi finally admitted what he had been afraid to say. "I love you." Adana smiled through her tears. "I know." Chinedu was arrested soon afterward, but the investigation revealed something much bigger. His family had been using fake contracts, hidden accounts, and fraudulent invoices for years. Several companies withdrew from their business. The family empire began collapsing. Chinedu's father blamed everyone except himself. Meanwhile, Adana recovered slowly. She visited Kelechi's mother and helped move her into a comfortable new home purchased by Chief Gabriel. His mother cried when she saw it. "I have never lived somewhere like this." Adana smiled. "You do not need permission to enjoy peace." Kelechi watched them together and realized his greatest fear had disappeared. His mother was safe. His wife trusted him. For the first time, he could imagine a future that was not controlled by someone else. But Adana soon discovered another secret. She found a folder containing Kelechi's architectural drawings. The designs were far beyond the level of a small-time employee. "Who taught you this?" she asked. Kelechi hesitated. "Nobody knows the full story." Adana looked at him. "Then tell me." Kelechi revealed that years earlier, he had worked under a hidden professional name, Mr. KC. He had designed affordable housing projects and helped build a respected design company called Vision Studio. He left because his mother became ill and because he was tired of people fighting over money and recognition. Adana was stunned. "So you were hiding an entire career?" "I wanted a quiet life." She smiled. "You have a strange way of finding quiet." Soon, the director of Vision Studio contacted him. She had discovered that he was alive and wanted him to return. There was a major architectural competition approaching, and one of his old designs had reached the finals. Kelechi hesitated. He feared returning to that world would destroy the peaceful life he had built. Adana encouraged him. "You told me I did not have to become the old Adana. Maybe you do not have to become the old Kelechi either." Chief Gabriel agreed. "A gift should not be buried because you are afraid of attention." Kelechi finally accepted the invitation. The competition hall was packed with architects, investors, and journalists. Kelechi arrived quietly with Adana and his mother. Some people laughed when they saw his simple clothes. An official mistakenly tried to remove him from the finalist section. Then the director checked the list. "Mr. KC is an honored finalist." Everyone went silent. Kelechi walked to the stage. His design was created for families who could not afford luxury homes. "Poor people do not need pity," he said. "They need safety and dignity." He explained how affordable materials could create strong homes, how kitchens could be ventilated properly, and how small spaces could still protect families. The audience listened carefully. Adana watched proudly. When he finished, the judges applauded. The chairman called the design practical, affordable, and deeply human. Kelechi won the top award. His mother cried. Chief Gabriel stood proudly. But then one rival suddenly stood up. "This design is stolen," he shouted. He claimed Kelechi had copied another artist. The room became silent. The rival produced an online image that looked similar to Kelechi's design. He demanded that the judges disqualify him. Adana immediately defended her husband. "Show us the dates." The judges checked the official submission record. Kelechi's design had been submitted 2 weeks earlier. The online image had appeared only 4 days before. Kelechi calmly explained that someone had photographed his confidential work and manipulated it digitally. The rival denied everything. Then one of his assistants broke under pressure. He admitted that he had been paid to create the false evidence. The room erupted. The director of Vision Studio stepped forward and revealed the truth. "You are accusing Mr. KC without knowing who he is. He helped build this company years ago." The rival had unknowingly tried to destroy the founder himself. He was immediately disqualified and blacklisted from future events. Kelechi was confirmed as the winner. Adana hugged him. "I told you to stop hiding." He laughed. "I think hiding is no longer possible." For the first time, he accepted his success without feeling guilty about it. After the competition, Vision Studio offered Kelechi a leadership position. He accepted, but only under one condition. "I will not abandon my mother or my wife." The directors agreed. Kelechi began working on affordable housing projects for low-income families. His designs became popular because they focused on safety rather than luxury. Chief Gabriel invested in the projects. Adana joined the foundation and helped create programs for families who had nowhere safe to live. Their wealth began serving a purpose beyond status. Meanwhile, Chinedu's trial continued. Financial records proved that his family had stolen money through fake projects and fraudulent contracts. His former friends disappeared. The same people who once praised him now avoided him. Uchi eventually came to Adana and apologized for mocking Kelechi. Adana accepted the apology but refused to restore the friendship. Forgiveness does not mean returning to the same place. Uchi understood. She left quietly. Kelechi watched from a distance. "Are you happy?" Adana asked. He looked at her. "More than I ever thought possible." Months passed. Adana became completely healthy again. The girl who had once spent 2 years trapped in silence was now leading meetings, visiting hospitals, and supporting her grandfather's foundation. Kelechi became one of the most respected designers in the city, yet he still visited his mother every weekend. Their life had changed, but one thing remained the same: they never forgot how it began. One evening, Adana found Kelechi sitting alone with the old birth prophecy. She picked up the paper. "Do you still believe this saved me?" He smiled. "I do not know." "Then what do you believe?" Kelechi looked at her. "Maybe the paper brought me here. But what happened afterward was our choice." Adana nodded. "That is what I believe too." Chief Gabriel overheard them and smiled. He had once thought the prophecy meant wealth, marriage, and inheritance. Now he understood it differently. The man born on that day had not saved Adana with money or power. He had saved her by treating her like a human being when everyone else treated her like an heir. Chief Gabriel organized a celebration for the family. During dinner, he stood and asked everyone to be quiet. 2 years ago, I was afraid I would lose my granddaughter. I had money, companies, influence, and doctors, but none of those things could give me hope. Then a young man entered this house under a false name. Everyone looked at Kelechi. Gabriel continued. The beginning was wrong. The deception was wrong. But what this man did afterward was right. Kelechi lowered his head. He protected Adana when she could not speak. He respected her when she could not choose. He protected his mother when powerful people threatened her. And when he finally had power, he did not use it to destroy those who had insulted him. Gabriel raised his glass to character. Everyone applauded. Adana looked at Kelechi. "You are crying." He laughed. "I am not." "You are." His mother interrupted, "Let him cry. Men with good hearts should not be ashamed of tears." Everyone laughed. Later that night, Adana and Kelechi stood outside on the balcony. The city lights filled the distance. "Do you remember the first night?" Adana asked. "You slept on the sofa." Kelechi smiled. "I thought you would throw me out." "I almost did." "I know." She looked at him. "Why did you stay when you could have escaped after I woke up?" He answered without hesitation. "Because leaving you alone after everything would have felt wrong." Adana stepped closer. "And now?" "Now I stay because I want to." She smiled. "Good answer." Then she took his hand. "Our marriage began with a lie." Kelechi nodded. "But it does not have to end that way." She looked into his eyes. "This time, I choose you." He smiled. "And this time, I choose you too." They stood quietly together, knowing that the strange prophecy had brought them into the same room, but love, trust, and their own choices had turned that room into a home. The next morning, Kelechi visited one of the first houses built through his new project. A young mother opened the door with tears in her eyes. "My children finally sleep without fear." Kelechi looked inside. The house was simple, but strong and safe. He remembered his own childhood, when his mother had worked for wealthy people just to keep a roof over their heads. He understood why this work mattered. Adana joined him and watched the family smile. "This is what you were meant to do," she said. "Not become rich." Kelechi nodded. "To make sure people do not suffer because they were born poor." Chief Gabriel later announced that the foundation would fund thousands of similar homes. The family's wealth now had a new meaning. It was no longer only about inheritance. It was about opportunity. Kelechi had entered the mansion as a replacement groom nobody respected. He had become a husband, a son, a successful designer, and a man whose work changed lives. 1 year after Adana woke up, the family returned to the hospital where she had spent those 2 silent years. She stood outside the room where she had once been unable to move. Kelechi stood beside her. "Do you ever feel like that girl is still inside you?" he asked. Adana smiled. "Sometimes." "What would you tell her?" She looked through the window. "I would tell her not to be afraid. That one day she will wake up and discover that the people she thought mattered most were not the ones who truly mattered." She turned toward Kelechi. "And I would tell her that a man she had never met would walk into her life under the wrong name and somehow become the right person." Kelechi laughed. "That sounds complicated." "Our whole story is complicated." They walked away together. Behind them was the room where the old Adana had waited for 2 years. Ahead was the life she had chosen for herself. Their story began with fear, greed, deception, and a sleeping girl whom doctors believed might never wake up. A wealthy family wanted a marriage because of money. A poor young man accepted because his mother was threatened. A powerful heir rejected the woman he was supposed to marry. Everyone thought Kelechi was only a replacement. They were wrong. He became the man who protected Adana's dignity before she could even speak. He became the son Chief Gabriel never expected to find. He became a successful designer without allowing success to change his character. And Adana, once treated like an inheritance waiting to be claimed, woke up and discovered that she had the right to choose her own future. Their marriage may have started with a lie, but it ended with truth. Kelly Chi did not become great because people finally discovered his hidden identity. He was already great when nobody knew his name. Adana did not find love because of a prophecy. She found it because one man respected her when she had no power to demand respect. Sometimes life sends the wrong person into your story for the right reason. And sometimes the person everyone calls a replacement becomes the one nobody can ever replace. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more powerful stories of love, betrayal, justice, and unexpected second chances.